talks about primary security and welfare of the people. Okay, right now we're not even talking about the welfare. We're only talking about security.
Yes.
And the security is not in place. So before we begin to talk about welfare, now, with all this notice, what the government and security agencies need to do is to see that there is a decrease in the rate of crime. Right now, are we seeing that decline in the rate of crime? The answer is no. Is Nigeria a peaceful country? The answer is no.
But we're not at war.
If you confront victims now that have lost their loved ones
or their limbs,
they will tell you that Nigeria is at war, right? And if you look at the 2024 crime rate globally, Nigeria is ranked 14 out of 144 nations that were under the survey that they did by this organization. U.S. that has their laws that when you are up to 18 years or 21 years, depending on the state, you can own an arm or a gun. Nigeria that doesn't have such laws. Nigeria is ahead of the ranking.
Of the U.S.?
Yes. U.S. is number 62, while we are 14th on...
that scale?
Yes. So, it means that a whole lot is not being done right. I want to believe that we have people that are saddled with the responsibility that are in government. Their duties is to see that Nigerians are safe, protected, the territory is secured. They are failing in their responsibilities while they are being paid or rewarded. Because you cannot fail. For instance, I was talking before when the program started. If you have ministers, you give them standard, what is expected of them. How have you rated their performance?
You set up some key performance indicators.
Exactly. Yeah. Have they met the KPI that you have set for them? One has to do with security of lives and property. The answer is no. Are they there based on political patronage? The answer is yes. Are they giving appointments? I'm talking about both federal and state now. Do they give appointments based on tribe, based on religion, based on man, no man? The answer is yes. Are appointments, when it borders on security, should it be on the basis of professionalism, where you know they will not take you to an unfamiliar terrain? They should take you to a terrain that you are well known, grounded in it. We don't have all that. And it's not enough for the government to reshuffle and say, okay, yes, you have done well. Let me take you from here to another place. I'm not saying you should drop them completely. You reshuffle. Bring in some fresh
legs.
Let them see how they can make their own contribution.
All right, Doctor. So you're saying, from what you have said, crime is a constant in every society.
Absolutely.
It's just the degree, the amount.
Exactly.
I think it's the same Emil Durkheim who said that there are even benefits of crime.
Absolutely.
Because without crime, you will not have such institutions as the police,
exactly,
the court system, and all that. And these provide employment and so on and so forth.
Exactly.
So clearly, it's the amount that's the challenge.
That's it.
A situation where we're waking up every day to news of people being killed in cold blood. Yeah, I think that's the problem.
And it's a worry.
Definitely. Let's take it from you. He says it's a constant. Do you also feel that the rate, is it a concern for you?
Yeah. Even those that are non-Nigerians too are concerned about what is going on in Nigeria. Because like many people have described what is happening, they call Nigeria a killing fields now.
Imagine that description.
So I'm concerned, as all Nigerians are concerned. But I don't know whether those that are supposed to check the wanton destruction of lives and property are as concerned as they should rightly be. That is the problem. And if they are, something must be holding them back in doing what they should do. I think it is that thing that the public don't know, and it is that thing that they themselves have not been able to find solutions to.
Or to articulate.
The truth is that even those that are saddled with the responsibility of security, they know quite well that what is happening in Nigeria today is an anomaly. It should not be. So they know that the shedding of blood is bad, is not supposed to be in any society of human beings where people without any reason at all, and these are people who are not supposed to take life. They have no reason to take life, no reason at all. They just emerge from nowhere and they don't choose their targets. The shooting is sporadic. As they kill women, so they kill men, they kill children. Even the unborn child is killed, is not spared. So we know that this is bad enough for us in Nigeria, and it is happening all too often. It's like those that are in charge of security are overwhelmed. But they are not overwhelmed. I know that they are not overwhelmed. Nigerians believe that they are not overwhelmed. We just don't, they have just not come out to act the way they should act. Don't forget, the Nigerian military went to Liberia when the war there was most at its very critical stage. And they brought it under control, arrested the hoodlum that was causing the chaos there, stabilized the country, democracy returned. It's the same military. In fact, more sophisticated than those that traveled to Liberia under NIGCOMSAT. Nigeria has even moved steps further, to the extent that they probably had more than the war arsenal they took to NIGCOMSAT today. As we were hearing the Super Tucano and all that during yes. So it's not that the Nigerian military, they are not capable. I don't want to subscribe to that. But probably it is the application of knowledge, it is the application of intelligence, it is the application of political power that is lacking. I want to believe that it is not that whether we have the wherewithal to actually confront this problem. And that is a very big mountain on the back of both governments and the armed forces of this country.
Doctor, from what he has said, do you perceive a case of complicity?
A lot.
Because if he has painted this glorious picture of a military that went and did so well in Liberia, we're all witnesses to that. Absolutely. He didn't even mention Sierra Leone. We also did very wonderfully in Sierra Leone. Yes. And in all peacekeeping assignments, Nigeria has also always distinguished itself. Yes. So why must it be so difficult to for our charity to begin at home? Now,
you see, we record these successes when we go outside the shores of this country. When they go outside here, they're under the care of the UN. So a lot of motivation comes from there.
Okay, number one factor, motivation.
Yes. What their entitlement comes as at when due.
And comes good.
But here, it will shock you that the daily cash allowance for soldiers was 8,500 naira.
For somebody who is at the front line?
Yes, 1,500 naira. That's what is being paid on daily basis.
No. Are you saying as of 2025?
Yes. This current chief of army staff was the one, or is the one that took it from 1,500 to 3,000. And the 3,000 that he said was supposed to commence the last week of March. As of today, I made inquiries, they've now started paying them the 3,000 naira yet.
They've not?
No. So you can see, there's no motivation. That is one. Then two, there's complexity when it has to do with tackling insecurity here in our homeland. You see soldiers or police, like yesterday, a DSS officer was arrested in Kaduna that wanted to sell ammunition and arms to bandits for 4 million naira. So these are people that are saddled with the constitutional responsibility to bear arms, to, look at what they indulge in doing. So a couple of years ago, a soldier that killed a sheikh gave him a ride from their checkpoint, somewhere around or so.
Yes.
When they were driving, he told the sheikh that he's hearing a sound behind his car.
Yes.
And the sheikh, he had to make the sheikh to stop. The sheikh stopped to check the sound, that noise that was. No, there was no noise. He insisted that the sheikh must stop. When the sheikh came down and checked and wanted to go back to his car, the guy said, you dare not enter that car again. And that's how he killed the sheikh. Now, I'm happy that the authorities are identifying these bad eggs. And in every society there are bad eggs. And in every system there are bad eggs. They are identifying them and all. And you see, when we don't take there's a lot of things that is now wrong. Things that we used to know that the military and other law enforcement agencies used to do during recruitment exercise. No more proper background check. Back in the days, there's a form that they will give to you. You will take it to your village head.
To sign.
To sign. Your local government chairman will sign. These people that sign on your behalf, they're already serving as guarantors.
Yes.
Right. Do we do that anymore? Even if they give you the form,
you could just walk into
anywhere and sign and bring. They don't go back to do vetting to be sure that you truly took the form to your community. So why is it that the operators of the system are messing it up? They are messing it up. When they come, they say they want to blame it on it. This is not a system. The system is very innocent in what we're saying here. The operators of the system, they're the one turning things.
Yeah.
You see military, soldiers, police, they connive with these criminal elements. Have you not heard where police share in the ransom payment in this country? So when all this happen, and you are looking at it, therein lies the hope that things will be good under these very officers and soldiers that we have and other ranks. In this part of the world,
General, we assume what 400 million naira was found or something about 2
do
years
you
ago.
know that it is in this part of the world that military officers, police officers, they become billionaires while in service? We were outside. They become millionaires when they have retired. They become military contractors, military consultants and all that. Now they pay them heavily for rendering those consultancy services. But here,
while in service.
While in service. People point at the budget, that the last budget, the security and defense had the highest budget. This 2025 budget, security and defense, they have the highest. It is not about the figures that we see in the budget. How well do they judiciously use those funds?
Do we get value for?
That's the point. Are their books being checked? Their expenditure, are they truly applying the funds? How many percentage or how many percent of the budget of security and defense do they implement? This money is going into private pockets, unchecked. I know of a retired Major General from Ibadan. His family, they are in court. Plaza, hotels in highbrow areas, in Abuja, in Ibadan. Where did they get their resources from? When Nigerians are killed on a daily basis, technology. They don't bloody care. So I am tired of always appearing on either radio or television to talk about security issues. We come, we talk, we make recommendations. This recommendation drops on deaf ears.
We're still going to make some today. We're just preparing a background so that we have we demonstrate that we have a proper understanding of the issues before we begin to ask for your consultancy free of charge this time. We're not paying. We hope that this medium will open up opportunities for.
It's really sad.
Talking about how people make money, I'll come to you, Segun. How don't you think that it says a lot about our values right now if people can make blood money and be comfortable with it the way we see? Is it not something that has to do with our values? Is it not something that parenting, mentoring from faith-based organizations, orientation, national orientation and all that, is it not a failure of that?
Well, I don't believe there is anything that is wrong with our values. It's just like saying that our culture is bad. No, nothing is wrong with our culture. Nothing is wrong with our tradition. Nothing is wrong with how our culture says we should lead a child. Like I said, it is the operator of the culture. It is the operator of the tradition. What was handed down to us, the present generation, there were flawless culture and tradition. I still remember in those days in our village, that time I was very young. Then my parents would go to the market. On the way to the market, on the way to the farm, there are other farms before you get to our own. On the way, you see somebody had plucked plantain from his farm.
And put it on the road.
We put it on the road, we call it toshuka. What we use in Kailo, we put it beside it, and then the amount each of the benches go for, you put it there. I remember when we are going back home, we pick one, we put the money there, we go. Yes. I remember in those days too, you be going to your farm, you see another farmer who just plucked maybe oranges from his farm in the basket. We just take banana leaves and spread it upon it, and he's back, and he goes into his farm again to continue his work. So when he's going home in the evening, he carries his bag of oranges. Those are our values. Those are our culture and our tradition. So what went wrong?
Very good. So does that still apply today?
No.
Are we not now saddled with a value system that says make money anyhow?
My mom and dad that operated that system that time are long gone.
Yes.
I am left here now. It is now left for me to practice that culture and tradition. I wouldn't anymore. I didn't anymore. I could not anymore. Why? Because fellow operators, fellow current operators have tainted, twisted, and have compromised the system.
Right.
So nothing is wrong with our laws. Nothing is wrong with our military tradition, our military laws. Nothing is wrong with our recruitment guidelines and processes. Nothing. It is the current operators of the system. People will tell you that in the days of yore, the First Republic, things were moving very fine. The gladiators then were relating with themselves very well. So we were having Aolo here, we were having Sadana here, Zik over there. They were all working for Nigeria. Oh, now tell me about the current leaders of the country now. Everything is upside down and inside out. It is now everyone to himself and God to us all. It is the resources that we are all running after. In fact, if somebody is appointed and is put in charge of labor, he will say, labor, okay. There is no money in labor. Even his people in his community will say, what did we do to Tinubu? That for the DTC petroleum there to put you. That is how bad our situation has gotten today. So don't blame, don't ask us.
So that's the values,
yes,
that's the mindset, that's the mentality
that has gotten. We are all perennial progeny of ourselves, of what we have turned the country into. We are not. So nothing is wrong with my forefathers. He taught me well. It is what I have become today. That is the problem, and that is what we are seeing. Every one of us, you just spoke about people that have compromised the system and are enjoying themselves. So people coming behind him, he becomes a benchmark. He becomes the role model. So if you are there now and you are unable, you see, unfortunately, they say woe to you if you retire in the civil service and you don't have millions in your bank account. It is the same epileptic and inadequate pension that you are going to face. So you will regret it when you go back. So those that are coming behind us, they don't want to go through that. So they will want to insulate themselves from against hunger and poverty.
I'm telling you.
So that is the Nigeria today.
Very sad, very sad, very sad. Quickly, let's continue by, first of all, let me say that the line is open, 08029938365. You can call in and weigh in even as we discuss in the studio. And so I come to you, Doctor. I think at this point, we know the issues.
Yeah.
You're a security consultant. First of all, do you think that this is about kinetic approach alone, or what should we be doing? What should we, since we're trying to proffer solutions, what are we not doing? Have we done? I mean, what should we be doing?
Yeah. Okay. What we've been doing is that we've been doing same thing over and over again, and you don't expect us to get
different results.
And it's only a mad person that does that.
Yes.
Now, kinetic, non-kinetic, force and not on use of no force.
Yes.
They both have roles to play when we are talking about addressing these issues. Number one, you discover that the killings, these killings happen in our rural communities.
Mostly.
Yes.
Mostly. And you agree with me that in these rural communities, there's no security presence.
Nothing.
You go there, you won't see police. You won't see a soldier. When these criminal elements come, these criminal elements that up till now we have not been able to know their identity, we've been doing guesswork, if you ask me. We have been speculative. There's this inconsistency in who these criminal elements are. Today they will say they are bandits. Tomorrow they will say they are terrorists. Next tomorrow they will say they are even foreigners that don't even speak Nigerian languages. So until a proper investigation is done, detailed investigation, to unravel who these people are, then we begin to have a path to address the issue. That is one. Now, how do we...
Identifying the target, identifying the enemy.
The perpetrators.
Right.
We don't know them. If you go to Jos, the governor will tell you that they are terrorists.
Have we not had cases, I'm sorry, doctor, but have we not had cases where it was pinpointedly stated that certain people doing certain kind of work and from a certain section of the country were responsible in some cases?
No, I disagree with that. Do you know why I disagree? These people that you are talking about, the rare cattle, right?
Yeah.
So they come with their cattle, kill, and they also disappear with their cattle. The cattle will run the way they run, and they will just leave the community without no trace, no arrest. I want to believe that these criminal elements that come, they have a purpose, they have an intention, until one or two of them is either killed or arrested. If the person is killed, and from the features of the person, if the person is killed, we will know if the person is a Nigerian or a foreigner, as alleged.
Yeah, but we've had some of those killings.
Yeah, but the police have not come out to tell Nigerians that this is the person. This is it. So if there's any arrest or any issue like that, at least they would have told Nigerians. Now, we don't have security presence in our rural communities.
That's not when we don't even have clinics, primary health centers.
So now, these guys come, kill, and they go. So how do we now address this issue of having security presence in our rural communities? So that when these guys come, they can be confronted.
Yes.
That is one. Now, we have there's a bill. Now, you see, I'm talking about solutions here.
Yeah, definitely.
Right. When Osama bin Laden struck in the U.S., George W. Bush Jr. was president. George W. Bush Jr. didn't come to say that, oh, we have FBI, we have Secret Service, we have CIA, therefore we should allow these security agencies handle issues bordering on terrorism. He didn't say that. He consulted us, okay, let us have Homeland Security. And that very year, the following year, Homeland Security was established. And they are doing very well in addressing issues bordering on terrorism in the U.S. and even across the world, right? So when we begin to say that, let us have a local structure, security structure, that their responsibility and duties will be within these local communities, then some people will begin to come and argue that we already have police. When police are not doing their job, when the civil defense are not doing their job, when the immigration are not doing their job, all these security agencies that we have, they have intelligence unit or department.
Doctor, let me just stop you there because but just before, I was going to say that when I come back, I was going to ask you, if we already have underfunding for police, for civil defense corps, for these other formations, these other security formations, how do you intend to fund a new one?
Anywhere in the world, tackling security issue is not a cheap venture. Right? We have the resources. We are talking about one single individuals that go away with so much amount of money that is not to fight insecurity. Right? Funding is not our problem. It is not. We have the resources. Are you not in this country where you see one single Nigerian, the kind of money a politician will go away with at the end of his or her tenure? And you say we have issue of funding? We're talking about lives and property, and the resources is there.
Doctor, let's see what this person has to say. Hello, you're welcome to the Polity.
Thank you very much. How are you?
Very fine, and you?
Long time.
All right, you're welcome to the show. What's your name and where are you calling from?
That is from the State.
All right, you're welcome, sir. Let's hear you.
It's a pity. For the past 1 month now, you cannot reach out to you. I cannot watch your program again.
Oh, really?
I just called you. Yes. So I would like your company, your management, to enter DSTV.
We're getting there. We're getting there.
This period of politics now.
Yes.
Everybody likes your station. Please talk to the management to enter DSTV.
We're almost there. We're almost there.
Better.
Yeah.
I can't see. I don't even know the program. Not all. The ones I have your number.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thanks for the love. Yeah. Right. So
now, when we see here, when they complain that it is not the problem. I'm serious about it. We have the resources. We have the resources to combat insecurity. Now, the police, we have less than 400,000 police officers in this country. By the time you do your mental calculation, take out the numbers that police, VIPs, politicians, government agencies, institutions, embassies, banks, and all that. You do mental calculation. Out of the less 400,000 that we have, how many do you think we have left that's supposed to provide security for the ordinary Nigerians that are there? You know, so you cannot have them in every. It's not possible.
So why don't you recruit more policemen rather than establish a new?
Now, if you look at the mandate of, for instance, the Nigerian Forest Security Service, in our forests that we have, there are Nigerians that are held hostage in this forest.
Yeah.
How many policemen have you
trained,
or you have heard from them that they approach the forest to release Nigerians that are held captives there? You know, but when you look at the mandate establishing the Nigerian Forest Security Service, they are to provide security in our forested region. If you look at I don't know the exact figure now, that are unpoliced, that don't have security in this forest, and Nigerians are held there. I happen to do my PhD thesis on kidnapping for ransom. And if I tell you that there's a forest that I went to go and have interaction with kidnappers, I saw Nigerians.
With kidnappers?
Yes.
Oh, okay, so you should...
so the whole lot is wrong.
Wow.
Seriously. See, I weep for this country. If you see victims, the ones I haven't interacted with since they were held hostage, they paid ransom, came out and all that. About 50 of them that I interviewed, virtually all of them said that they don't wish their enemies their experience. Just imagine. Then, after the security meeting between the president and service chiefs and the NSA will come on air, granted interview and said Nigeria is peaceful. NYSC DG, if Nigeria is peaceful, after spending 56 days in captivity, and money,
2 months,
and money about 60 million naira was paid for him to be released. There was crowdfunding for him now.
Yes.
There was crowdfunding.
And the money will be used to buy arms and ammunition.
They use it to sustain themselves and expand their network.
Business.
That's what they do. And we're here. And do you know how many these criminal elements? How many are they? Records has it that bandits are about 30,000 in Nigeria. 30,000 of them. And we are here in this country. What's that one's name in Zamfara? Bello Turji. They kept giving us assurance that he will be arrested. He will be
not been found to date.
That's the point. Are we harnessing the benefits of technology in the fight against what we're doing?
Of intelligence?
Intelligence is good understanding. How many? See, my brother, a lot is wrong that we need to change tactics, change strategy, change approaches to the way we used to. It's not this usual thing of deploying police and soldiers when these attacks happen. After 1 week, 2 weeks, you withdraw them.
So there's no presence again. The place is left open again.
These guys will go and regroup and come back. Then you could keep doing the same thing. So now, another challenge that I think is a problem as well is that we don't have a functional local government system.
We hope that will come on board very shortly when the implementation
of solutions.
No. When it becomes, the Supreme Court has granted them autonomy. Yeah.
Now, the governors have deliberately killed the local government system, the third tier of government.
Even with the autonomy given.
What is autonomy? That they will select people to become chairman. At the end of the day, you agree with them that this is the amount that is coming. This is the amount that you return. When President Tinubu came back from his foreign trip, this last one that he went, he summoned the meeting, service chiefs and all that. They had a conversation. The governor also summons security meetings at the state, where heads of security agencies also come. Police, Brigade of Guard or GOC, they all come. have these security meetings, right? So if a local government does not have the capacity to summon the local that are attacked,
are within the local government areas.
the local government. See, well, if we are serious, we will tow the path that we want to be. Nigeria cannot function like this. People that they have the responsibility to provide security to people. Nigerians are supposed to see them as role models, mentors. They are doing the wrong thing. They are the ones that are leading the pace now of doing the wrong things in this country now. These political leaders that we claim that we have, they're not doing the right thing. They don't have integrity.
I'm sure that you definitely want to weigh in here. What are we not doing? What should we be doing? Because we must find a way out of this quagmire.
Well, I want to believe again, like I've said earlier, that we're not bereft of ideas as to what to do. We are not.
Absolutely.
Some people are attacking us and are killing our people. They are killing our fellow countrymen, whoever they are. So the task is very, very simple. Go and deal with our killers. That does not need any. That's the task of government, as stated in the Constitution. How they get it done, it is just that they have refused to do what they are supposed to do. Whatever be the reason, we don't know. But a major one will be that somebody somewhere is not carrying out his mandate. Pure and simple. Mm-hmm. Because if we are the commander-in-chief, you sit over the armed forces, the police, the navy, everybody, and you yourself, you are sure that these people killing my people, I should attack them and kill them. You give the mandate, you support them, you give the go ahead, and you provide the necessary wherewithal for them to function. And whoever is not doing what you determine in your heart, purpose in your heart, according to the constitution of the land to do, you deal with the person. Exactly. So, but this thing has festered for too long. It was there during, started during, they came and then allowed the thing to blossom very well. Nothing was achieved. I mentioned that we were talking about super to come.
Yes.
And the way they were saying it that time, it was as if
once you got the super to come, that will be the end.
The war against terror will be over in a few weeks. Mm-hmm. Where are they now? Where are the super to come and the money spent on them? In fact, we are not even talking about them anymore. Now Tinubu is in the saddle. It's like the same old story. People are being killed every day. Are we not tired? Are we not ashamed? As well, everything that we are as a nation, with our the intelligence that we have and with our capacity and the capacity of our young men and women, that other countries will now begin to
help us
well militarily to stop banditry in our nation. It is very bad, but it could happen from the way things are going.
But that would be a very sad point. Yeah. I guess at this point, this is probably the last question for this segment.
Okay.
Should we be considering the option? Just recently, a video clip went viral, where the Director General of the DSS hinted at the need for people to begin to defend themselves. Now, if you put that together with the call by T.Y. Danjuma some years back also, that we need to, people need to begin to stand up for themselves. And I think there's been another voice, very important voice, that also told the same line. You're a security consultant. Do you think that this is one option that we must begin to consider?
It has become an option. when the government is not providing security.
Where will that take us?
Now, it will lead us to more catastrophe.
Exactly. So that's it.
We're already being confronted with proliferation of arms. Do you know how many millions of arms that we have in circulation in the hands of non-state actors? Yes. About 6 million, as we speak. That's what we have.
Non-state actors?
Yes, it's criminal elements. That's what they have. As against our own officers and personnel that are constitutionally saddled to bear these arms. How many do we have? About 586,600. Police, soldiers, all put together. This is the number that bears arms. So can you compare that with the over 6 million that we have in circulation? So,
it's scary.
It is.
If you were in the Senate today, would you move for a legislation to legalize carrying of?
I won't do that, because here we are. Some Nigerians that are recruited or have been recruited into the military, police, that are constitutionally saddled to bear arms, using the same arms to commit crime. So we are coming to say that communities should also arm themselves to protect their communities. You see, when we are left with no other option, these things come up. Now, I was on Radio Nigeria where we talked about when the NSA said families of victims should stop paying ransom to bandits or kidnappers. And they asked me, so if the NSA advises like this, so what is the other option? I looked at them and said, that is prayers.
Yes.
Yes, because you cannot hear the cry of your loved one being beaten, tortured. I know of a victim of kidnap for ransom that I interviewed. His leg got amputated.
While in the captivity?
He was shot there because one of them got angry, shot him. And there was no medical
solution.
Yes. When he came back, when he was, after paying about 5 million, came out, the leg went bad. They had to amputate the leg. So what are we saying? Nigeria as a country, as a government, they should rise up to the occasion. See, in these words that this message of hope that they keep giving, right from President Obasanjo to date, we are on top of the matter. We are on top. If they are truly on top of this, we are on top of the matter. Enough is enough. Those statements, it has become tiring. It has become tiring to the ears of Nigerians. So they know what to do. I'm telling you, sincerely, anybody that fails in his responsibility, you boot the person out. You keep rewarding, paying them salaries for job, for failure. Look at jailbreak some time ago that happened. How many reports came out? Who was fired? Nothing.
Could it be then that the reward is well deserved? What do I mean by that? You say they are being paid, they are being rewarded. Could it mean that they are actually following orders that are given? We're not there when orders are issued.
Exactly. Thank you for bringing this question up. There's interference. I'm telling you, I'm a researcher. There's interference when the other ranks, junior police and junior military officers, junior ones embarking on operations, the high-powered people call senior officers, they interfere
and obstruct
their duties.
The original order.
Exactly.
They controvert the
I had an interaction with some police officers that went for an operation in Ibadan. The police officer told me that he had to put off his phone because he needed to embark on that arrest. If he had left his phone on, he would have returned back to Abuja without embarking on. He said, no, I must carry out this instruction to the latter. They were, why should we interfere? You hear soldiers say that they give them orders as they are going to say, turn back.
No, I think it still boils down to what he said, that if the commander-in-chief has the mandate to give orders, and if he fails, then people should be, and you also have reiterated that. Yes. Now, how is it possible? Let's take a look again at it. You are the commander-in-chief. I am just maybe chief of staff, and maybe somebody is below.
Yes, the orders trickle down.
And then the order is given from the ultimate source. the CNC, and then it gets to me, I pass it down, and then probably maybe that person below me now tells them, I'm just saying that that's what they said, but you don't have to do that.
See, it ends there. Are you not in this country where...
So why would somebody not be fired?
Obama gave the IGP order to go to Benue. Did the IGP go?
Whose fault was that? When the person who gave the order said this, he said he was not aware.
They don't fire.
And again, the order to retreat will not come from the CEC.
That's what I'm saying. So,
see, that is what we have always been talking about on this platform and in this station. That this thing, what is going on now, cannot happen without due connivance.
There's some complicity, there's some connivance.
It is the level of connivance now, or where the connivance is coming from. And I tell you, it can come from anywhere. And it is coming from very, very high places. We may never know who is there. Have you not heard when even at our local level, somebody, maybe a scavenger, comes to your neighborhood and starts removing street lights, or even security lights on your walls, and the community rallied around and we apprehended him. This happened in my community that I know very well. He was apprehended and taken to the DPO of our area. So it was around evening. So we took the hoodlum, we took him there with all the things that he had stolen. We dropped the thing at the police station. They said we should write report, everything was done. So okay, we now say let us go home and sleep. Tomorrow morning we'll come back and continue the case. We got back tomorrow morning. That tomorrow morning, the guy was no longer there.
He had been freed.
Yes, the DPO told us that somebody called that
can you imagine?
They should release him. So that is at the local level. You can imagine.
And tomorrow you don't expect jungle justice.
Yes.
You don't exactly.
Because they have lost trust.
So you can imagine
Trust deficit.
what is happening at the very top. So the problem will go, or when they leave the station or their brigade, they stop somewhere along the way, rest there, and turn back. I'm not saying that is what happened. I mean that is what is happening, but it can happen.
Now, is it also possible? I said the last question, but I think there's still this one. It looks like officially there's motivation for these crimes. When, for example, people who have been involved in some of those things that have led to the loss of lives, loss of limbs, disintegration of families, get rehabilitated because they say they have repented.
When the bandits, when they strike in a community, do you know what some of them go for? They go for the produce, farm produce in the community. They pillage every home, you know, carry their foodstuffs, collect money from them, kill those they can kill, and go to their farm and harvest their crops to sustain themselves.
Even rape the women sometimes. So, I guess we're going to have to leave this here. My dear viewers, I'm sure that you can piece it together and know exactly what my panelists are talking about. We've talked about the possibility of increasing the number of our security personnel, if it requires establishing a new outfit entirely, or if it requires increasing the number of those that are already established, and so on and so forth. Why would you encourage somebody who has done crimes to humanity and say you have rehabilitated them. That's motivation for people to continue. Several things. Look at what he just said. They took somebody to the police. Before the following morning, the man is nowhere to be found. And then we have cases like that, even from the highest levels. I mean, we have just looked at the possibility that others are being countermanded by persons of junior rank. So as the order goes down, it is truncated. That's very sad. I do hope that those who are in positions of authority are also watching, and that they can take some of the points that have been made here very clearly, very lucidly. They have both said, hey, the ideas are not what we lack. It's action. It's enforcement that's lacking. We'll leave this here, but if you still do want to call in, the number is open, 08029938365. I guess there's a problem, a network problem today, but keep trying, and we'll take a break. When we get back, we will be talking about the wholesale movement of PDP in Delta to APC when we get back after the break.
In the beginning, God created a beautiful world.
3, 2, 1. Action.
And that's why, at KAFTAN Television,
we imagine a beautiful world.
We are not just bragging.
We blaze the trail in broadcasting. And it is about you.
At KAFTAN TV, broadcasting is not just about information, education, and entertainment.
it's an aggregation of all you need to know in Nigeria
and around the world to create signal.
At KAFTAN Television, we have all it takes to be on top in broadcasting.
Our mission is simple: to project Africa in a truthful yet positive manner.
Wait, we're coming to you in style.
Here we are, starting from September.
Look at what the facts are.
And as you say on KAFTAN TV, imagine a beautiful world.
When we say on KAFTAN TV, imagine a beautiful world, we're not just bragging. We know our onions in the world of broadcasting. One of our outlets to express ourselves to the world is our flagship program, Matters Arising. Join veteran broadcaster Ruben Ukala and our crack team live.
And they give us a high price, and we just say, Nigeria, we ready?
As I said earlier, the lyrics is up, talking about the old new national.
On KAFTAN TV, StarTimes channel 480 and 124, as well as NIGCOMSAT frequency 12518. See?
Welcome back, viewers. You're still on to The Polity, and it's coming to you from the Abuja station of King Adebayo Film and Theatre Arts Network TV. In the last how many minutes now? In the last 1 hour, we've been talking about the security situation and try to proffer solutions to what has become a nightmare for so many years. And right now, we move on to the next issue. And in the next 20 minutes, we should be talking about APC. APC must be in high spirits right now, having dissolved, if you like, having swallowed the PDP, almost swallowed. I mean, if you have the governor, the deputy, the commissioners, all public functionaries who are of PDP, of the PDP, move into APC, that's a huge one for the APC. And you know, there's this song that has been made popular by the FCT minister, the current FCT minister. As they pain them, it is sweet us. As they sweet us, it they pain them. I'm sure that's the situation. I'm sure that's the situation between the APC and PDP and maybe also all other parties. As they pain them, it is sweet us. As they sweet us, it they pain them. Abi?
Yeah.
So
for those of them that is sweeting and paining at the same time.
Okay, yeah, some of that is
yes, some of them is paining there. And some of them is sweeting. To me, as a professional, it's not sweeting me, it's not paining me.
We're watching them display.
We're not watching them display. Seriously.
What would be the situation in the APC now, Segun? In Delta. In Delta.
Or even in Abuja. The vice president was the one who received them, went there to receive them, and there was a party. So there was party, there was jubilation.
Champagne everywhere.
It was a victory song, as they say in the political parlance in Nigeria. That's victory for democracy.
You know, when it's working for you.
Yeah, so the APC is a joyous house now. And they tell you that they worked for it.
Okay.
It happened because Mr. President is working.
He's working.
So the APC is now the party to beat, and that is the truth.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
The party to beat now. So the APC is having its day in the sun now.
All right. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, you're welcome. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hello. How are you?
Very fine, thank you.
Very fine. I'm talking. Babato talking to you.
Babato.
Yeah. From every state.
From Yobe. Go on, please. Let's hear you quickly.
Yeah. I like that program. It's very, very fine.
Thank you.
Very interesting.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right, you just called in to appreciate us.
Yeah,
appreciate you.
That's all right.
And so, so APC is over the moon right now. They have their day in the sun. That's what you say. Yeah. So, but right there, you can be sure that there are all kinds of feelings right now.
Absolutely.
You know, you talked about people rejoicing, some people sorrowing.
Yeah.
And there could be people who are rejoicing on their faces, but in their hearts are sorrowing. Don't you think so?
Yes. You see, there was this picture of Nigerian politicians. They were coming out of a meeting, all of them smiling and all that. And somebody said that when you see them like that, it means that they have gone to deceive themselves.
Tell themselves lies.
You see, do we even have political parties in Nigeria? When we begin to look at what it entails to have political parties, the features or qualities that comes with a political party, is it ideological based? Or just to feel amongst the people? I watched Alhaji Sule Lamido, former governor of Jigawa, complaining this, that, and that. It was also a welcome development during the PDP. They didn't condemn it. Now it's affecting you, are condemning it. when I heard that the governor of Delta was going to APC, I started wondering, I said, for what reason? But his reasons are best known to him. Okowa said they want to connect with the center.
With the center.
For me, the reasons were not even genuine enough, as in, the reasons were not, they didn't have substance, they didn't have quality. What do you mean that you want to connect with the center? You are a state, an independent state. Your resources, your location comes to you the way it's supposed to come. So when you say you want to connect to the center, I saw a cartoon where somebody, a corrupt politician a rope was supposed to go around his neck.
He was to be hung.
Yes, you saw it too, right?
Yes.
And the guy now said that
yes,
he wants to join the APC or something.
No, he was asked to make his last wish.
That is okay, he wants to join the APC. He had brought him there. So
you should have said that long ago.
What did you have to do? So go, your sins have been forgiven. See, we shouldn't make caricature of the democratic system. We shouldn't make caricature of it. You know, we have a democracy that Nigerians now have the will power to choose who their leaders are. Whether they to choose or they impose on them, whatever. But we're talking about democracy here. And so there's dividends that are supposed to come with the democracy. Are we really, if you go to the street now, ask Nigerians questions. That do you prefer a military or this democracy? A lot of them will tell you that they want the military. Because the dividends, the reasons why we are practicing democracy, Nigerians are not saying it. Let me take you back to the security issues. Most of these insecurity issues that we are experiencing now all started in this Fourth Republic. Terrorism, banditry, kidnapping for ransom, all started in this Fourth Republic. So,
or at least became more...
I can tell you knew when terrorism started. It started with it, banditry. They gave it this name, banditry, in this republic now.
Yes.
They named it. So what are we saying? So Nigerians are not even getting that satisfaction of the democracy we are practicing. Now look at, they all went and gathered in Delta. Taxpayers' money was used to ferry them. Either they bought the aviation fuel or they chartered plane with our money to go and have that jamboree. Nigerians are killed. They've never gathered themselves like this to say, okay, let us go to this state and sympathize and condole with them. So I think there's a lot that we expect from our politicians beyond what they are doing. Seriously.
Well, I think politicians, especially of the APC stuff, they are still going to gather, and there will be more gatherings before 2027.
This is their season.
So no doubt, this is their season. So there will be more defections, more governors
into the APC.
Yes, into the APC. Yes, more governors
will still go to PDP.
Will still move from PDP to APC and from other parties too. So if you are worried about taxpayers' money being used to ferry them there, there will still be more. No doubt. So, but you see, personally, I'm not even worried about that. I'm not worried about politicians, I mean, PDP governors and other functionaries from PDP states decamping to the APC. No, because that was that is the Nigerian politics for you. That's how we've been having it since this republic started. Politicians have been jumping ship. It is just because it is affecting some people now. That's why you are hearing discordant news.
Yeah.
Or you are hearing condemnations. They defected before Buhari won his election. Now it was even open at the Eagle Square. They moved out en masse. So some of those that moved out en masse now is now affecting them. And so they are talking. One of them is Saraki. When they did their show at the Eagle Square, that time, hell was not let loose. It is now that is crying wolf. Oh, well. And then when Okoa replied,
Abati. He replied Abati, right? I watched him when he was interviewed this morning.
Yes. He said, why are you blaming me? You two have done it before now. You went and came back. I just went.
At least my own is
so it's a game. Oh, politicians will tell you that it is a game. When they like stable ship. They don't like a ship that is turbulent because it will bring.
The live food is ready.
Yes, and for now, you will agree with me that APC is the most stable party.
Food is ready.
It is stable, and it has it is loaded with people in key sectors of they hold the Nigerian nation by the through and our economy. So and that so you can.
So you can get patronage.
Yes, that is why all of them will be running to now. So until the ship starts shaking now, of course you will see them moving back
elsewhere.
So PDP should, like we always advise them. Like I said yesterday, we are praying for them. We are praying for PDP because they need prayers now.
You might need to add fasting.
We are praying for them. And then they must do the right thing in their party. They should do the right thing. You cannot blame your neighbor if you are not able to feed your family. As many are blaming Tinubu now for the failings because there is no food in the house. And those that have food, we say go and add to your hard work. Go and work hard.
I wanted to add to what he said. Which of the political parties do the right thing?
No.
These are a set of people that will come and say, okay, this is our constitution. No, that will do it like this. All
implement it.
Yes.
It becomes your
guiding. Yes.
The same them that came together to do it, the same them will go against it.
They will scatter it.
They will scatter it. Look at even the APC, they have their own little issues. PDP is Labour, all of them.
It's rather very unfortunate. For me, I think that some of the negative consequences of these things are the fact that children are growing in this environment. I talked about values the other time. And when it becomes that we're driven only by our bellies, then we send a very terrible message to the younger ones. And that is very, very sad. Because children are beginning, just like you said, now, because of compromise over time, because of corruption over time, it has become like the norm to be corrupt. It has become the norm to break the law, to circumvent whatever policies, to circumvent whatever. And so Nigerians even have developed a knack for always looking out for loopholes. Even when laws are made, when regulations are made, there are people sitting somewhere who are saying, how can we upstage this? How can we make it non-functional? So I think that one of the very terrible messages, one of the terrible dividends of this kind of situation is that people are made to feel that wrong is right. That wrong is right. And that's very, very unfortunate. And then you begin to raise a society where there is no principles. And I think that principles are very critical. What do you say about that? I think principles are very critical if you want to build a virile society. There are people who must stand and say, yes, I will get opportunities in APC. I'm likely to get a job. They'll probably will give me a ministerial role. But that's not what I want. I believe in so and so things, and this is it. But we seem to be very... we have scarcity in that area.
Yes. Those kind of people are lacking in Nigeria. Seriously.
But why? Is it poverty? Is this poverty?
Is it poverty? I think if we want to say it's poverty, then the people that are already rich
should not have been involved.
Those ones are now gluttons. Right? That's what it means. Because I cannot imagine somebody that is already made as a result of public funds. For instance, I give you the Rufai man, the former governor of Kaduna State. His non-confirmation by the Senate was not stage managed, and he was cleared then, he would have been a serving minister, right?
Yes, and he would have been singing the praises of.
But today he's jumping from pillar to post. What is he looking for? Is it poverty that is causing that one? It's not poverty. He wants to remain in power, and he's looking for every means to remain in power. You know, see, in this part of the world, men that don't have integrity are the ones that are ruling us. What is integrity now? Doing what is right when nobody is there watching you. Do we have those kind of people in power? They have all compromised. It's sad. And just the way you said, we have younger generations that the current generation are already grooming their children.
In that way?
In that way, yes. To continue.
Yes.
And you think that something good can come out of what we are saying. I'm telling you.
This is the kind of thing, apparently, that made David look sometime in the Bible, and he said, it looks as if the wicked are the ones who prosper. And, you know, he was getting frustrated.
People that do wrong, people that don't have clean slates, they have one issue or the other. They are the ones in power.
And so you begin to think, well, maybe that's the right way.
So I should go and do something that is wrong. No, God forbid. In this Abuja, when I come to a traffic light and I wait and it's showing me red and I stop, you see people passing and they'll be turning and looking at me. Now, so who is this one? No, they say you call me fool. Who is this one? I say, the way they're looking at me, they're looking at me so strange. Yeah. What's he waiting for?
After all, there's no traffic. There's no traffic.
No, we can't function like this. We can't function like this. See, that's the way my brother here said. Everything we have to fix this country. Is it that we are so wicked to the point that we are even wicked to ourselves? I was in a function somewhere where I asked a question. I said, where is the manual of Nigeria? Manual. And I give an instance that if you go into a shop and you buy an appliance,
you get a manual.
It comes with the manual. What's the essence of the manual? It's to guide
in
the operation of what you are going to buy, right? Where is Nigeria's manual? Is it that when God created this country, he didn't hand over the manual to us, or he handed over the manual to people that have refused to go according to what is in the manual? You see countries that were at the same pedestal before now, 30, 40, 50 years ago, they've long gone. What is the problem? We are just wired to be doing what is wrong.
No, it's because we lost the roadmap.
And we cannot retrace.
And yes, we lost the roadmap, and we are just groping in the dark now. It has become survival of the fittest. Yes, it's a plundering. There was a documentary we watched in those days, the plundering of riches. So Nigeria is just being plundered. Those that are in position, that have access, they see it as a very good ground to milk, or a minefield that is replete with resources. So the plunder invite their family and friends to come and plunder. Otherwise, why are we not able to tackle simple basic issues? I mean, like immunization, for instance. We shouldn't be talking about some of the diseases that kill people in this country anymore. Okay, what do we need to immunize our young? What? Is it money that we lack? Is it the expertise? What is it? What is our problem? Then you will discover that even the basic of health challenges will not be able to overcome them. Even the smallest. Malaria is still killing people. What is the problem? Why are we not able to tackle it? So he was talking the other time. He said there are no security formations in the rural area. Do those rural areas, do they have primary health care centers? No. They still their women still trek kilometers to go and be delivered of their babies. It is that bad. Not to now talk of educational opportunities. So what are we talking about? If we are not able to do those small service to ourselves, and then our governors have been receiving huge allocations over time, nothing happens. Those that got more money are the poorest. I don't know why that is happening. It's okay. Like I said, we pay.
Well, at this point, we'll just need to begin to pack our bags and baggages out of the studio. But just before we go, Doctor, because you're a security consultant and the Commander-in-Chief has spoken to the governors to engage with their local communities and engage with the military apparatus and all that to find lasting solutions to the security conundrum that we have experienced over time. I will want you to submit a memorandum, a 2-line memorandum, probably 3 lines memorandum, to these committees, these meetings that are going on between governors or affected areas, governors, military apparatchik, and local communities. Just give them one part of the blueprint that they need to operate to come out of this challenge.
Number one, I think what I think is missing is that we don't practice what we preach. Seriously. You just don't come on air, make statements, and just go and sit down and forget it. You must practice what you preach. If you say you want to fight insecurity, it shouldn't be just a mere political statement. Be committed to it. Act it. The talk action should follow the talk. When in 2023, December, when they killed a lot of people in Plateau, North Central governors, 6 of them, they went. And when they came out of that, they said they are going to form a regional security, just the way you have in Montego. Have you seen anything like that? So we must see that they practice what they preach. Let there be synergy from the top to the bottom. Let us have local government that function, so that any information that the local government gets, they can transmit that information to the state. We have DPOs, heads of civil defense, DSS, at the local government. They're just there.
Doctor, this is where we're going to have to leave it.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming. I've been talking with Dr. Stephen Okwori. He's a security expert, security consultant, and he has his business running in Abuja here. For your security services, even though this advert is not paid for, please contact him and he'll come to your assistance. Thank you so much for coming. And thank you, SegunOjelade.
Thank you very much for having me.
My name is Dayo Omoogun. At this point, I just want to say thank you to the production team, and thank you, wonderful viewers, for staying tuned and for staying faithful to KAFTAN TV. I'll be on the program Matters Arising this evening at from 8 to 9 p.m. And I look forward to having you as part of my viewership. Thank you so very much. Bye-bye for now.